to Prague from London Stansted Airport, and I got my passport. 21 minutes past 6. We're waiting to the train to another terminal. We are now boarding. This is my plane to Prague. Now I'm on the plane to Prague. So I'm coming soon. Quanto food? Quanta roba? No! This is Prague. Love it. This is Prague. Love it. So now we're going to explore the Prague, and we're gonna follow the tour guide. So let's see what he's gonna show us.
This is a winter market, by the way. There's hundreds of these in Prague as Christmas gets closer. They sell all sorts of chestnuts and lovely mulled wine, so feel free to buy some along the way if you want. First building I'd like to draw your attention to is this one behind me. It's a magnificent Gothic church that dates back to the 13th century. It's called the Church of Our Lady Before Tin. It's a Roman Catholic fast. If I'm doing either of those, give me another one of those slaps, or just shout or point, prod, and tell me, because I will slow down. So, I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking, where can I get 10 cans of Red Bull? Where can I get 12 shots of espresso? Because history is so boring. History is not boring. Alright, yeah, history is pretty boring, you're right. But the Czech Republic's history is actually quite fascinating. It's a history riddled with invasions, drunkard rulers, floods, fires and carnage. And to start the history, I'd like to take it all the way back to the beginning. And the first known settlers on these lands, they were called the Celtic Boy tribe. Now they stayed around for a bit, replaced by the Germanic tribes, and they took the name of the Celtic Boy tribe and lent it to these lands. They called it Boyheim, which is home of the boy. Got translated into Latin and came out as Boioheimum. So that's why we call this area of the Czech Republic now Bohemia, taken from that. But the first Czech settlers on this land arrived courtesy of some terrible navigational skills. They didn't have a TomTom GPRS system, but there was three brothers, Brother Lech, Brother Czech and Brother Rus. they went out hunting one day together and got hopelessly lost. Brother Rus ended up landing in Russia and founded Russia. Brother Lech ended up in Poland, discovered Poland. Brother Czech ended up right here in Bohemia. And they lived happily ever after until Brother Czech's easterly neighbours, the Moravians, who can now be distinguished from Bohemians by the fact that they enjoy wine as opposed to beer. The Moravians rose up and had an empire and invaded these lands. And but much like all of us who sip on a bit too much wine, they ended up fading out without doing too much damage. But this is the first of many examples in which Bohemia has been swallowed up by a greater force and spat out, mainly because they're absolutely rubbish at setting up empires themselves. But once upon a time, they did try. There's a castle down the river, called Vyšehrad. Now, there was an empire founded around that castle, and it was founded by a woman called Libuše, who was a mystical clairvoyant princess who'd have dreams to foretell the future. She was much loved by her people, but one day the people came up to her and said, Libuše, we do love you, but there's strong barbarians and savages trying to invade us all the time. We need a man to protect us against this. And you're a little bit weird. She said, okay guys, no worries. That very night she had a dream. She dreamt that she would go out into the field with her tribe and find a peasant farmer who she would marry, and he would become the emperor of this magnificent kingdom. Sure enough, next day they go out into a farm, find this new king, she marries him, peasant farmer. Now, unfortunately for me, and probably for you, this guy has a completely unpronounceable name. His name, we'll give it a try, is Prague. So this empire then became the Prague Empire. Brilliant, but for my own integrity from now on we're going to call it the P Empire, okay? Cool. Right, so the P Empire lasted for about 400 years, unpronounceable king after unpronounceable king, until in 1306, Wenceslas III is murdered. But luckily enough, Wenceslas III's sister has had the foresight to marry into the all-powerful Luxembourg family. Now, you probably know what you're thinking. Luxembourg, isn't that tiny chicken nugget-sized country trapped between Germany, France and Belgium? Yes. And how could they be all-powerful? Well, at the time they were. They were the kings